Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thanksgiving week. Yes. So today's what, Tuesday? We are 2 days away from Thanksgiving Day 2021. Y'all will have to excuse my excitement. I love holiday season. I love being with my family, baking and eating stuff I should not be eating, but it's some really good stuff. But anyway. So, welcome back to Kingdomroarradio. It's your girl, Coach K, aka Keisha Nicole. I'm so honored and so glad to be back with you guys. I hope that everybody is doing well. This video and podcast is part 2 of, the second part of Am I Dealing with a Jezebel? So I did part 1 back in September. Oh my God, it's November. Oh, it's the middle of it. I'm so sorry, y'all. Forgive me, guys, for coming with the rest of this information 6 weeks later. But a lot has happened in those 6 weeks. Woo! Okay. So anyway, I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. I just want to thank you guys for all of your comments and your emails. Again, if you need to reach either myself or Coach J, he is not here today. Please email us at kingdomroarradio@gmail.com, or you can visit the coaching and counseling website, www.kingdomrecoverycoaching.com. So let's get back to Jezebel, y'all, because this is one of the most dominating and controlling. I feel like she is the most dominating and controlling spirit, like, period, point blank, of the spirits I know and have come across. Again, I have a Jezebel mother. My mom is not deceased. She's alive. We just have no contact, no communication. The Lord moved me away from her and the rest of my family 8 years ago. Oh, it's my 8-year anniversary of being in Houston. I'm saying I'm clapping and congratulating myself for even staying and being here and just being obedient to the Lord and moving here to Houston. I do not like Houston. I don't like Texas. Almost as much as I detest Atlanta. I hate Atlanta. I hate peaches. Okay, I'm getting off subject. Anyway, let's get back to Jezebel. Y'all know I got notes. Okay, so in the first, in part 1, we went to, let me get my notes. Let me grab my notes so we can, forgive me for looking down, guys, but again, I have notes. I have 30 characteristics of Jezebel, and we ended on, I think we did the first 20, but I'm just going to recap really quickly. And if you want a more in-depth, if you want to hear the rest of this, hear the rest of this, go back to part 1. I think it's 2 podcasts before this one and 2 videos before this one. And Jezebel, you can read about her in 1st and 2nd Kings, I believe it is, in the Bible. Well, I definitely know 1st Kings because I'm actually reading that book right now. And I believe some of her stories in 2nd Kings as well. Y'all forgive me again. I'm just really excited. And also, I look like a flame today, a flame of fire. Yes, baby, that Holy Ghost fire. Okay, anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so the first characteristic I have is refuses to admit guilt or wrong. Number 2, takes credit for everything. Number 3, uses people to accomplish its agenda. Oh, and let me just pause right here and say that the Jezebel spirit is not confined by just being in a woman. That spirit has no sex or no gender. So men can have it as well. Number 4, withholds information. Y'all, I don't know why I can't talk today. Number 5, talks in confusion. Number 6, volunteers for anything. Number 7, lies. Lies profusely. I'm going to throw that up in there. Number 8, ignores people. Number 9, gives credit. Never gives credit or shows gratitude. Number 10, criticizes everyone. And I'm going to say everything in addition to that, everyone. Number 11, has one-upmanship characteristic. Number 12, sequesters information. 13, uses information and uses it more than likely in a negative aspect where it's just going to benefit them. Number 14, talks incessantly. Oh my goodness. Number 15, spiritualizes everything. 16, is insubordinate. 17, is pushy and domineering. And I'm even say on that domineering part, almost act like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like wearing the pant. You know how I say the man wears the pants? I know growing up with my mom, it was like she wore the pants, you know? Completely out of order. Number 18 is clairvoyant. 19, uses the element of surprise. And 20, sows seeds of discord. And what I'm going to do is, I believe we ended at 20 on part 1, but I'm just going to start at number 20. And so this video and this podcast may not be my normal, I don't know. We'll just go because I only have about 9 left on here. Okay, so number 20, sows seeds of discord. A Jezebel will continually belittle another person in the most subtle way. The strategy is to gain control of minimizing the value of another person. It is common for her to tell half-truths to implicate another person in your eyes. By sowing these seeds, she hopes to eventually reap a harvest of destruction, improving her position of power. And I can testify that I definitely witnessed this in my own DNA group. You guys know I don't say family, I say DNA group, because we have the same DNA, but we are not family, unfortunately. Hopefully one day, or, the Lord will restore. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But, and let me just be very clear too and honest that, because y'all know I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't care who don't like what I got to say, period. My grandmother also, my mother's mother to me, I don't necessarily, I have to really, really go back and think. Honestly, she did kind of have some of these characteristics, but she wasn't like a Jezebel, so, But my grandmother sowed seeds of discord within her family. That's one reason why we messed up now, because as the matriarch, she did not do her job and bring the family together like she was supposed to, okay? Through like love, kindness, honesty, trust, that type of thing. She would kind of like pit us against one another and tell each other's business or issues that she had with one, and get us to the point where we were upset and pissed off with each other. And then she would play the role of, well, let me bring everybody back together, So it was real crazy, okay? And I'm even saying it and thinking about it, it was real crazy. She would pit us against one another and then try to come in as I'm trying to bring everybody together. Just sick and crazy. And so, like I was saying, let me get back to, I watched my mom do that with me and my sisters as well. And other people in the family too, and it's, it's so crazy to me that someone will want to see their family in breakdown. Like, that is absolutely insane to me. That you want to see relatives fighting and upset with one another. Like, that's sick. You know what I'm saying? That's really sick. 21. Commands attention. A Jezebel likes to be the center of attention and doesn't like to see others recognized and lauded. When someone else is recognized, she will quickly undermine the person's accomplishments verbally. And you know what? I always thought that my mom got that characteristic from her dad, because my maternal grandfather, I don't want to say my grandfather was a Jezebel, but he had this characteristic about himself where he loved to be the center of attention. You know, he had one of those, he had that charisma. He could walk in a room and just light up a room. He could, talk your head off. He just was one of those kind of people. You would love to be around him, like in conversation or joking and this, that, and the third. And my mom is the same way. Honestly, my mom, when she's not on her, she's never not on her Jezebel stuff, but she has this side of her where, man, she can have some fun, y'all. Okay. She can be the funniest, funnest person to just be around ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Always got like high energy, always talking. Remember I said it, talks incessantly. She'll talk your freaking head off though. But, like, she is like one of the funnest people to be, very adventurous, always wants to go places and see things and do things, that type of personality. But she also has that also, I feel like, was one of the things that she used to command all of the attention on her. Because she does love to be the center of attention. She wants things, and my grandmother was kind of like this too, where they want everything to kind of be like, they want to be in the middle and they want to have their hands, you know what I'm saying, in everybody's life or everything, or know everything, this, that, and the other. Like they want to walk in the room and own the room, but they're doing it, my mom was doing it in a more devious, self-centered way, if that makes any sense. But yes, definitely commands the attention. It has to be like the loudest person in the room too, like the showstopper, I guess. Number 22 is vengeful. Since a Jezebel is never wrong, if you contradict or confront one, get ready to become her worst enemy. As long as you are in agreement with her, all is fine. But if you confront or challenge her, then look out. You are the target of her fiercest venom. A Jezebel will stop at nothing to destroy your reputation. My God. Y'all, I'm about to run up out this chair. Okay. Because, honey, that is one of the reasons, that is a major reason why me and my mom are not in a relationship. Because when I began to walk with the Lord, and really when he began to reveal truth to me, okay? Not just about who I was, but about my life, about just people, characteristics of people, how he felt about things, how his children should be. When he started to reveal truth to me, okay? Not just what's in the Bible, but me being in his presence, him talking to me, okay? Him treating me a certain kind of way, him loving on me. And when I realized that how my mom had been talking to me, treating me and stuff, and doing me, that was not lining up with what God was doing and saying, okay? So by the time I moved to here, I was here for a few years. So you figure like it started when I moved here, like 2014. Yeah, well, I moved here 2013, but the year after 2014, I started challenging her on things. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Because then, you know, like I said, I was learning from God then. So it was like, it was nothing that she or anybody else could tell me, because it was like the Lord told me this. So I don't really care what you have to say. I don't care if your feelings get hurt, boo. Yeah, I would challenge her. Like, oh no, you ain't getting ready to talk to me like that. We ain't getting ready to do this. Or I would tell her, no, this ain't happening. Or I would let her know, like one time something happened with my older son in his high school, and she had the nerve all the way from Atlanta without my permission and unbeknownst to me. I guess she Googled the information. I don't know what she did, but she gonna call the school and start getting information and whatnot. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Who do you think you are, girlfriend? Boo boo, you better back up. Like, you out of order. She ain't appreciate that. She ain't like that. And there have been other situations even after that, especially while I was living here. That's when I really got on my square with her. And I was like, nah, either you gonna get right, you gonna repent and get right, or we ain't gonna be together. We ain't gonna be in a relationship. They absolutely, and then that's when, and then she really was gunning for me, y'all, okay? Started trying to turn my kids against me and everything. Lying when my grandmother was alive, lying to my grandmother, saying I said this, I said that, telling people that I would curse her out and all this kind of stuff. To the point where, and I started recording our phone calls. I sure did, because at that time I felt like I had to defend myself. I still hadn't come into the knowledge where you don't need to defend you. Because God gonna defend you, okay? Especially if you walking in righteousness and you doing the right thing, He gonna defend you, okay? He gonna fight for you. But I hadn't got to that point yet. So I was recording conversations and let people know, like, oh, she's lying. I didn't curse her out. And if you want to hear the conversation and how it went, let me play it for you. So that they could see that she was a liar, okay? Because remember, I said earlier, lies incessantly, all right? So yeah, she was very vengeful and angry. And probably, I don't know, but I'm just going to say probably still is. You know what I'm saying? Because I started to challenge her and let her know, especially when I started expressing about how I felt growing up and things like that. And she was like, oh, well, I feel attacked. Okay, well, you're going to feel attacked. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm telling my truth. She didn't like that at all. So, yeah, very vengeful. Number 23, attempts to make you look like you're the Jezebel. Oh, wow. Again, that just ties into number 21, because that's what my mom would do. Try to make it seem like I was being mean. I was being nasty. I was being rude. I was being disrespectful. And that's why I felt like I needed to record her on conversations. When the people would hear it, then they would know that it was her. And she was the one, cursing at me, calling me out of my name, and those types of things. Her being rude, her trying to take over, and it was just crazy, y'all. But yes, they will attempt to make you look like you're the one throwing rocks and hiding your hand when it's actually them. Don't let that Jezebel in your life trying to make you be crazy. 24, insinuates disapproval. A Jezebel will often imply disapproval to those under his or her control. The controlled person feels no freedom to express an opinion for fear of disapproval. This often manifests in a marriage or in a working environment. Excuse me, guys. You know what? I could definitely see this between my mother and her husband. Because unfortunately, he just didn't lead his family and his household like he really should have. And he would let her just run rampant, okay? And I'm not saying like that a man has control over a woman, y'all. So, okay, don't even try to take my words out of context. But a man is supposed to be a man of his household, okay? He's supposed to lead his household. He's supposed to be the head, first of all, okay? And so I could see him have an opinion or trying to have an opinion about something, and then my mom will come in with her commentary and not necessarily be like, no, or this and the other, but she would give her commentary in a way where now he's not feeling his own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Almost like to change his own mind. So I definitely saw that at play in their marriage. 25, Lord have mercy, knows it all. You know, Jezebels think they know it all. A Jezebel is usually blatant regarding her knowledge of everything, quick to express her opinion in any area. She leaves little room for anyone to point out the other side of an issue. She has made idols of her opinion. Definitely saw this in my mom. She had an answer for everything. Now, mind you, she does have she's a good problem solver. Hell, I'm a good problem solver, but don't nobody have the answer to everything, okay? Because ain't none of us God with a capital G. But I mean, she just always felt the need to insert her opinion, whether it was asked or not, as if she had just the answer to everything. Okay, as if she was the end-all be-all, or her answer was. Her answer, her solution to your problem. Because she don't have no problem. But her solution to your problem was the end-all be-all. And you need to listen. Okay? You need to listen and take her advice. 26 is ambitious. The Jezebel has a strong desire, but all for self. I want what I want when I want it. Describes her worship of self-will. A Jezebel leader will never use the words, we have vision, but rather, my vision is thus and so. Again, I definitely see the ambitiousness in my mom. Definitely. Very ambitious. Great work ethic, okay? That woman will work, okay? No days off. Like, for real. She don't play about, like, her job and stuff like that. No. She work ethic, ambitious, always was looking to get promotions. And truthfully, while she's been working in the healthcare industry rather, in Atlanta, every time I turned around, she was getting another promotion. And you know what? The promotion was probably well-deserved, because she will work now. She gonna learn her job. She gonna teach other people. You know, it's all gonna be self-serving at the end, but she's gonna do it. Gift giving. Wow. See, y'all, this is what I was saying. Before I really went through this list, I kind of not scammed over it. What's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, Holy Spirit. Well, I kind of just ran over it real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really get into the meat and potatoes of these things, but it's spot on. Okay? It's spot on. Gift giving. Gift giving is a form of manipulation, my God. A Jezebel uses that. A Jezebel uses that, always makes you feel obligated to her. It also compromises the victim in speaking direct and confrontive truth. Naturally, not everyone who gives gifts is guilty of control, but gift giving is a tactic used by those who have a need to control. That is very true. At one time, I just thought my mom was a giver, but then I realized she was doing and giving to control situations or to control people. And because she's very materialistic, and materials rather, I believe it helps her to think that she knows her self-value and her self-worth, and it makes her feel like something as somebody because she drives a Benz or a Beamer, or you know what I'm saying, or she has a top job at the hospital, whatever. So she feeling like something, you know. She feeling like that man which she walked through. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how she did us. And yeah, she gift. And you know what? I'm a giver too. Honestly, even going through this list, and we're not done because I have, 2 more. I could recognize some of these things in myself when I was even younger. Definitely not even to the extent of my mom. But I could recognize where if I had continued to go down the path that I was going, I would have definitely been right on that boat, right on that ship with her, being a full-blown Jezebel. Yeah, I could be honest and definitely say that. But I had to break that curse. I had to break those curses, because it was several curses. I had to break those curses and get in between that. Because it didn't make me feel good, after a while. It wasn't like, I don't know, for me, using these characteristics in this type of manner, it got to be real tiring. And like, I'm not out to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my true self, my core being. When I did, that was like my reaction to things that had happened to me, because I didn't know how to deal with my trauma and my pain and my hurt properly. But my core person is not to ever hurt anybody or even see people in pain. It hurts me when I see people hurt, like, for real. I which is crazy to me now. I think I prayed for too much compassion. I think God gave me too much compassion, because I be ready to cry and tear up, like, at anything that I hear when somebody has gotten hurt, or something terrible has happened to them or whatever. I be toe up, for real. I really do. I get really upset and emotional about it. I feel too much of people's stuff. That's why I don't like getting close to people and stuff like that. But and I'm not trying to get off topic, y'all, because we still on Jezebel, right? But and I'm just gonna go. Okay, let's move on. Because I want to kind of admit to a few things. Because the best thing you can do is be honest with yourself about who you are, who you could have been, but where you're going. Okay, that part, then y'all get it. 28 is independent. And I would say, see, I fall under that too. My mom is very independent. No one has input in a Jezebel's life. She fraternizes with no one unless it's to get you to cooperate with her agenda. That is so true, though. Because growing up, now that I even think about that, and I'm kind of marinating on what I just read. I'm sorry, I'll be looking all over the place because my mind be. Growing up, I remember my mom always giving her friends advice and telling them what they need to do. But they sure as heck wasn't giving her no advice or telling her, what she needed to be doing. Like, her and her friends always discussed their problems and their issues and their marriages and their kids and, whatever. Now, every now and then she might throw a little comparison or something up in there with her own marriage or her kids or something. Probably just trying to, again, manipulate them into thinking like we're on the same level here or we're doing the same thing, because she on something different though. She was on some old manipulation, control stuff. But yeah, I would say for the most part, she always gave the input. And the last, oh no, I do have 30. I'm sorry, you guys. It was 30. Okay. Second to last one. 29 is religious. A Jezebel dwells in the local church, but doesn't like authority unless she's in a position of authority. Now, this one I really can't identify with because my mom did not go to church. I guess when she got old enough. I mean, she went to church as a child, but I guess as soon as she became an adult and was old enough, she didn't go to church until her later years. And then And then she was like a bench warmer, okay? And like she was doing anything in the church, and like she was actually trying to be productive or, any of that kind of stuff. She was just regular old church folk. Okay, number 30, the last one, hides. We all want to believe that the person with the Jezebel spirit is delivered. The person may seem normal for a period, exhibiting none of the classic traits. Then suddenly, without warning, a situation will arise, once again with the spirit taking control and wreaking havoc over lives. Hopefully, true repentance will come. Only then will the person be delivered. Y'all, I just kind of lived through this. Not just, but in 2017, I thought, this was after my grandmother passed, I thought that, I thought my mom really was trying to like repair, and fix what was broken and change and be different and all this, kind of stuff. Because we had a conversation. Was it in 2016 we had a conversation? No, we didn't even have a conversation, y'all. I'm lying. No, I know what it was. In 2017, she came here. She like called me from the airport. I had counseling class. I was getting my certification to be a Christian counselor, and I had class on I think it was a Monday night, and out of nowhere, she called me and was like, can I pick up the kids? And, well, I don't need to get into that story now, but anyway, her husband made a surprise trip here. Okay. Me and my husband had no idea they were coming, blah, blah, blah. And so during that trip, of course, y'all know me, the first night, baby, I got to confronting, like, listen, what happened with this is that, because I'm the type of person, like, we cannot be in relationship, or we can't be back in relationship until we repair. And it has to be honest repair. Like, it can't be no fake. I can't just act like nothing happened. I am like mentally and physically and emotionally unable to do that. I can't comply. I just can't. Like, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about what happened and where we are, where we going, and how we never going to be there again. Like, that's just how I am, y'all. I can't. I'm not going to apologize for it. And, so anyway, nothing got resolved that night or whatever. I ended up trying to almost walk home from, oh my God, Houston to Richmond. It's crazy because they upset me so bad that, I was crying also. But anyway, so throughout that week that she and her husband were here or whatever, we did have a good time. You know what? I really tried, y'all, I really thought and tried that I could repair under those circumstances. Or, how do I put this? Try to start over, start over, whatever. Like, I thought I could, like, bond with my mom. Like, I thought that we could be good and okay and all that kind of stuff. But I would later learn over the next couple of months, because let me tell y'all, she came in May. We even let our kids go spend part of the summer with her in July. Well, actually, July to when they started school, when they had to start school. Well, my youngest one, she called us and asked us to, like, 3 weeks later to come get her. She didn't want to stay anymore. But she said she recognized that there was favoritism going on and she didn't want to be a part of that. Yeah, she was like, what, 8 at the time or something. So even Jayla could pick up on stuff. But that was me extending the olive branch that year in 2017. Like, okay, I'm gonna let the kids, you know what I'm saying, stay with y'all a few weeks and, blah, blah, blah. And we're kind of talking and texting. Of course, she jumps right back into let's do a family trip and all that stuff. And then when I even let them be back my Facebook friends, y'all, because when I cut you off, I cut you off. Like, it's done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going backwards. That's, how I operate. And I continue to tell my story. Like, I don't care if we back in relationship again or whatever. My truth is still my truth. And I'm not going to stop telling it or change it up or switch it up to suit you and appease you, because now we supposed to be back friends again. Like, it's not even going down like that. You know what I'm saying? So I continue to be who I was and post my scriptures and my testimony and my truth and my this and the other. And she ain't like that. She ain't like that. And she called me, I guess, trying to confront me and all the other stuff. And then later on, as the weeks would go by, I would see those Jezebel traits pop right back up. Because next thing I know, she called me, told me I was a piece of shit for a mother. And, just all these different things, y'all. And I was like, okay, boom. There go to Carol I know. There she go. There she go, boy. She almost, y'all, almost would have rocked me to sleep. Okay? But then, like I said, and me and my husband, even during that time too, was doing like Facebook Lives, and we was telling our story, and, just sharing things that have been, in our relationship and between the family, this and other. And she didn't like that. She even said to me, I thought we were good. I'm like, we are good. Yeah, but I'm seeing what you're posting on Facebook, and I'm just paraphrasing, y'all, because I remember exactly I don't remember exactly what she said. I'm seeing what you posted on Facebook, and, I thought we was okay. And that's when I realized, like, oh, you thought because I extended the olive branch and was trying to let you come back in that I was going to stop telling my story and my truth. So basically, you was trying to shut me up. You was trying to shut my mouth and shut down my story and my testimony, because you don't want people to know the things that you have said and done to your own child that you gave birth to. Oh, ain't never gonna happen, okay? Because as long as the Lord give me permission to speak on what I've been through, I'm gonna speak on it. Period, point blank. And my response to her was, if you didn't want that story told that way, you shouldn't have played a character. So I will say she hid well. For number 30, she hid very well. Not very well, but she hid for some months that year. And then, like I said, when she realized those posts weren't going to stop and I was still out, testifying to them, she was like, I thought Yep. So now we are just no contact, no nothing. And I'm just praying for her all the time that, she will repent and give her life back to God. But honestly, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to happen. And I just don't think it's going to happen. And let me just share a dream that I had recently, within the last couple of months. I can't tell y'all exactly when, because I dreamed so much. But I had a dream that myself and my youngest daughter was at her house, and it wasn't the house she lives in now, it was a different house. And we had gone to visit because we had suitcases with us, and we were staying for a little while. And in my mom's kitchen, she and her husband had was supposed to be like going out to meet somebody or something. Like, they already had plans before we had got there, and so they left. And I was kind of like looking around her house, because apparently I had never been to this house before. So I'm just like, oh, okay, looking around, trying to see, like, oh, okay, nice house, whatever. And so in her kitchen, there was on the back wall, it looked like a bookcase situation. I guess it could be something that you would have in the kitchen, I guess. But when you opened up it had like doors with handles or whatever. And when you opened up the doors and the handles, there were shoes in there. And I thought to myself in the dream, I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like, why would somebody have shoes? It was like shoe storage. Matter of fact, that's what it was. It was a shoe storage. I'm like, why would somebody have a shoe storage in their kitchen? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. And so there was a room, there was a couple of bedrooms. My youngest sister had a room, her son had a room, her oldest son had a room, because her baby son wasn't born at this point, and or whatever. And my parents had a room, and then my mom had a monkey, and the monkey had its own room. And I was like, okay. And then as I went in the room and saw the monkey, she was coming back. I think she had forgot something or whatever. She was coming back. So I hurried up and closed the door, acted like I was just looking around and admiring the house or whatever while she was gone. And then she kind of came in and the dream was over. And so basically God was showing me that, because I don't know if you guys know that monkeys mean, monkeys spiritually stand for like deceit, dishonesty, like a person who's up to no good, a person who does not have like a good heart, ill will, like that type of situation. And the fact that the monkey was in the room, had its own room, right? And like our souls, and what was crazy is that, it's not crazy, but I was reading this book about deliverance, and in the book the author talks about the temple that Solomon had built for God, and it had 90 rooms in it. And in the book the author was comparing the temple, God's temple, to our body, where demons dwell, our temple. So temple again, temple versus temple. And he was talking about the different rooms in our temple where demons dwell, versus how the what were they called, the priests and stuff in God's temple, how they had brought in and started worshiping other gods and doing all this sin and all this other kind of stuff. And so that was the rooms. He actually gave me a couple of things with those rooms, but during that time period I was reading that book. But so God was showing me that in her room, the fact that the monkey had a whole room, the monkey had a whole bedroom in the dream, like a whole bedroom. Because I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, first of all, why does she have a monkey? Second of all, why does the monkey have a whole bedroom? And it was a big bedroom, okay? It didn't have nothing in it, just the monkey. Like, it was no furniture, no bed, no nothing. It was a white room, a blank room, and it just had the monkey in it. And so God was just showing me, like, inside of her, in one of her rooms, that deceitfulness, that ill will, that bad heart, like all of that was still there. And the fact that the shoes were out of place in the kitchen. So, like the kitchen is why do I keep looking over there? I'm sorry, y'all. The kitchen is the heart of your home usually. So he was showing me that things in her heart was out of place. And because her shoes were in the kitchen. Shoe storage in the kitchen, which is out of place in the heart of the home. And that also she walks many different paths, because she has many different faces. So anyway, because someone was telling me that she might try to reconcile, or like not reconcile, but come like back into my life. But I think that was just a warning dream from the Lord telling me, like, if she do, or when she do, she ain't changed. So be on your P's and Q's. And those are kind of dreams that God gives me like every night, 2 or 3 or whatever. But so some of these characteristics, y'all, I wanted to go over, because I want to just be honest and even share the ones that I felt was in me, which is why I have to monitor myself, because I know that spirit is in my past bloodline, because it ends here, okay? All the foolishness, all the foolery, it stops here, all right? It ain't going to, because I know that stuff is in my bloodline, I really have to monitor myself. I have to check my heart daily, okay? I have to check my heart several times a day, because that spirit is so strong in my mom. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not even like if it was strong in like a great-great-great-grandmother. No, that line is so close to me that I have to check myself all the time and my, just check my heart, which we should be checking our heart every day anyway. But because I'm aware, because I'm gonna be real honest about what I got going on. Let me see. And I used to take credit for a lot of stuff, even though, y'all, the credit's kind of due. Now I'm just playing, but no. Takes credit for everything, but I'm also responsible for a lot of stuff too. So I have to watch that. I could see that helping to turn me into a Jezebel. Refuses to admit guilt or wrong. I had that issue before I got saved and whatnot. I could see how that would have helped me into becoming a Jezebel. Withholding information, I could see that. Volunteers for anything, but I love to serve, y'all. I'm a servant first. I love to serve, but I could see how that could have pushed me over, like in conjunction with the other characteristics. Ignores people. My mom ignored me so much growing up at times when she would be upset and pissed off with me that I feel like I have a PhD in just ignore. I could ignore you so well you would doubt your own existence, like for real. And I could see how that would be used to push me on the other side. Being critical of everyone. I don't like to I used to be extremely critical. But it was like a borderline thing, y'all, because I would just also have like I would just know better ways of doing stuff too, or like better ways of how something should be put together or whatever. But I could see how it will come off as criticizing somebody and hurting their feelings. So I could see how that again would push me over. Let's see. Uses information. I could definitely see how that would help. Insubordinate. I could definitely see that. Pushing and domineering. I could definitely see that. But they have clairvoyant. I'm a prophet. I'm prophetic. So I could definitely see that. Now, when it comes to commands attention, I don't feel like I personally command attention, but I just command how do I say this? Just my look, like, commands attention on its own when I'm not trying to command attention. I'm really not, y'all. This is just me. This is who I am. Colorful person, the hit. This has been like this for years. You know what I'm saying? But I could see how when I step into a room or something like that, how just my whole person could command attention and people would think I'm trying to be like the center of attention or something. But no, this is just me. It's how I'm comfortable looking. I couldn't imagine having brown hair. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, y'all. That just hurt to say that. Anyway, vengeful, definitely. I could see. Attempts to make you look like you're the person that's moving. I could see that in myself. Yep. Know it all. I could see that too. But I don't even know how. I mean, I do know how I know stuff, but I just be knowing stuff, y'all. I just be knowing stuff. I blame that on God. Ambitious. I'm very ambitious. Yeah. I like that. I'm like, let's get it. Giving. I love to give gifts. I actually love to make gifts and give them. Not necessarily buying them, but I love to make stuff. I'm very creative and let me just get a sip of water, guys. Independent, yes. I wouldn't say religious, because even though I grew up going to church, I ain't know nothing about God. Who he really was. That's not what they taught. They did a lot of hooping and hollering in my church. Yeah, so I could definitely see those characteristics in myself. But because I know they're there and I know what I'm dealing with and the operation and how the devil tries to, steal, kill, and destroy, because I know all those things, and because now I work for the Lord, so I just took all of that stuff and I'm just using it for God now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I don't think we really ever change. I don't necessarily think people change, because what's in you is what's in you. Who you are is who you are. We make a choice to do something different with that. So we adapt to a new situation. So I believe we adapt to situations. We don't change. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was, and I was the type to curse you out before, I could still curse you out. Because ain't nothing wrong with my mouth. And I still know cuss words. And I know how to put them together correctly. But I choose not to operate that way when I just get pissed off mad with somebody. I choose to just have a mighty fine day, be blessed, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't know. But yeah, so I choose to work for the Lord. I choose to use all of those characteristics and use them in a good way, if they can be used in a good way. I'm going to use it for good, for Jesus. Period, point blank. Jesus is my choice. That's it. So again, this was part 2 of Am I Dealing with a Jezebel? Again, if you guys have any questions, if you have any prayer requests or anything, please email us at kingdomroarradio@gmail.com. If you need any counseling or recovery coaching, and could be recovery from so many different things, mental health stuff, emotional stuff, marriage issues, black sheep issues, just so many different things. Check out my website at www.kingdomrecoverycoaching.com. As always, guys, it is an honor and a pure blessing to be here, to be in the land of the living, to be able to be used as an instrument and a conduit and a tool for the Lord. I really just pray and hope that y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week, because I know I am. I'm not doing a huge one, because if I do, we'll just eat. So no. But I pray that God will give you guys some peace and some joy. For those of you that are not in a peaceful place, I pray that He would answer a prayer for you this week. Please know that you are in my prayers. I thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and listening to the podcast. And I just love you all so much. I don't have to know you to love you. I really don't. And know that my family prays for y'all. We pray for our listeners and our viewers. And we'll continue to pray for you guys on Family Prayer Night, which is on Sunday nights in our house at 7 p.m. Central Time. So like I said, if you have a prayer request, go ahead and email us or even put it in the comment section. And we will add that to our prayers when we pray. We pray in a circle on Sundays in our game room. And that's just something that we do every Sunday. And yeah, guys, I pray even before I pray that I just want everybody to be good. I just want everybody to be so good. But let me say this. Let me say it like this, because I know everybody can't always be good all of the time, because I'm not. But I want you guys, and I pray that you guys will find some peace and some joy. Those are the 2 things that I pray for y'all for right now, because so much is going on in this world, so much death, destruction, upheaval, and mayhem. And so I just pray that you would find some peace and some joy. And that through the line of Judah, through the Lamb, through the child of God, through God, yeah, I pray for peace and joy for all of you. And I don't want to ramble you guys, so I'm gonna let you guys go. And I also pray that God answers a prayer for you this week. Happy Thanksgiving, and welcome into December, because by the time I do my next video, it should be December. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Have a wonderful week. I love y'all so much. I pray peace and blessings over your life, and may Yah answer a prayer for you this week. Peace.